Hey guys, it's Jackson again. I want to do another video today, and it's on all Epic products today. So, well, not everything's going to be Epic, but the main things I'm going to be talking about are Epic lacrosse stuff. So, here is this. This is the first thing I'm going to talk about. It is a C30 Generation 4 from 6x6 Lacrosse. They sent it to me because I won a giveaway from them on Instagram. I was very surprised that I won. I just entered about 4 hours before it actually started or ended. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I just woke up, saw it, and my friend reposted it, and so I was like, oh, this would be cool to win. And I actually won. So a big shout out to the 6x6 Lacrosse crew. Thanks so much for sending this to me. And they also sent me some otter mesh, which I'll be getting into in a second. So I'm not a shorty expert or anything. I've got some light short sticks, but this by far is the best. This is a nice Flex 5. Sorry, my camera makes everything reverse text-wise. So it's a Flex 5 C30. Very nice. I love the sandpaper grip. I don't think the Gen 5 does, but the new 2015 or the MMXV Gen 5s should have that on there. I think they're going to put that back on there. I think that's what they were saying on their website. And very, very nice sandpaper grip. I just put a little bit of tape right here just to keep the butt on. And I just put a quarter in there. You can kind of see the little shiny part from the quarter, so that this doesn't blow through the carbon fiber, or the carbon fiber doesn't put a hole in this. Even though I doubt it would, I'm just being safe, making sure. That's just one of my things I do with all lacrosse sticks. Put a quarter in there. The butt ends, I just have to say this real quick. These are by far the best quality butt ends I've ever seen. I'm looking at the Maverick ones that are coming out with soon, where you can adjust where you want it on the shaft, which I think might be interesting. But I think they're also going to be available in their new shaft. I think it's the Union or something. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but it's in their new shaft. But this, by far, best quality butt end ever. Like, Warrior doesn't even come close to this. Like, everybody uses the Warrior butt ends. I've got some. I use Maverick ones, but like those white and black ones. But no, this is the best. It feels the best. I can guarantee you it's like polyurethane or something. It's a really, or I think it's actually silicone. It's like a really high grade feeling butt end. So just to say something about that, that is very good. They do not do anything wrong with any of their stuff. Like they go for the details. Everything is perfect with all their products. Then so they've got the sandpapery grip on here. This is a C30 design. So it's just the normal classic concave here, 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 and here, but then it's flat here, 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 and here. So it's very nice feeling. You can hear the sandpaper. You can't really see it though; it's way too small. But so this shaft, very light, very nice. I love this shaft. Best shorty shaft ever. I was thinking of selling this when I got it, but no, I'd rather just keep it. First giveaway I ever won, and I mean this shaft is just insane. I love it. So thanks to the guys from 6x6 Lacrosse again, and thanks to Epic for supplying this to them. And then we go up this stick. I just strung this up last night. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have known this. I have this STX Superpower, which I recently strung up with Throne Mesh, which I took out because I got this, the Epic Otter Mesh. So my first impressions on this were pretty good. It almost feels, I know this isn't true, but it almost feels cheap. It's super thin. I mean, it's insanely thin. Like how people have been describing it, when you string it in a stick, it feels like you're swinging around a stick with no mesh. Like, barely any air resistance to it. It is extremely light. It feels about, let me compare it to another piece of mesh real quick. It feels about, for the thickness, it feels like it can be about, maybe because wax mesh kind of adds to the thickness, so you can kind of see like that. So you can kind of see the thickness. I don't know if this is going to work, but you might be able to see this. So here's the thickness of that. That's just some Throne mesh that was in this. And then, let me see, get a good angle. There's this. It's almost a third thinner. Let me see. Yeah, you can really see the difference. This is almost a third thinner. Let me see, it's kind of hard to get this angle. Yeah, this is almost like a third thinner than the stuff, maybe even half. So this stuff is great. I mean, it might bag out a little bit. I haven't used it much, just kind of shooting around a little bit. As you can see, I got a nice, perfect balls width channel. First try too, I was really impressed with a nice mid pocket. which is what I usually like to use, either mid. I can kind of get this to shift up to a mid-high a little bit, but not too much. I like to keep it right here. Either I like a mid or a mid-high. I don't like them to be able to shift down and around a lot. But, so, this, I love this mesh. It's their classic. It's made by String King, if you guys didn't know. 17.5 millimeters. So let me see if I can stretch some of this out. You can kind of see the difference between the diamond sizes. Let's see if I can get this in here. So you can kind of see these diamonds are a little bit smaller than 15. Like if you look right here, 15 is right here, 17.5. There's a pretty noticeable difference. It strings up a little bit different, so you got to kind of pull this tighter where you want. You got to pull tighter where you want the channel, and you got to pull more. There, you got to bag it out more where you want the pocket. But if you bag it out too much, it'll become like a potato pocket like that or something like that. But this mesh, really high quality. I don't know if it's worth the $40 yet, but this is really high quality. I recommend getting it from like lax.com or someone that's doing like a stringing sale at the time. So like, I think it's their 20 string sale is the coupon code, or like the 15 more. Use that on these, and you can get a bunch of this stuff for a lot cheaper than the $40. So I mean, because that's still pretty pricey. I got this for free from 6x6 Lacrosse. Thanks to them again. This came from them. I got some wristbands from them as well. Just a little side note. It says hashtag game day on the one side, and then it says 6x6 Lacrosse on the other side. So I got 2 of these. Thanks guys for that. So very nice mesh. Has a very soft feel. It says on the packaging right here, Otter Mesh. You can't read it because it's backwards. I'll read it out to you. So it just says Epoch Lacrosse Otter Mesh, and then right here it says 10 IQ or 6 IQ, and then U-string. Like you can use this from the U-string stuff. You just select what you're using, and it'll adjust how it strings for you, or how it shows you to string. And then it also says right here, you can't read that. Right above U-string, it says manufactured by String King Lacrosse. They're the manufacturers for the Otter Mesh. So they do a very good job of keeping all the diamond sizes very consistent. I'm a wax mesh junkie myself. I am obsessed with thrown mesh. I treat this stuff like currency. Favorite mesh by far. But this stuff might be winning me over. I wouldn't buy like 10 or 15 pieces of this because that's so expensive. 10 pieces is $400. Or 10 pieces in this, it's only $150. So I mean, there's a huge price difference on what the pricing is on this. I mean, that's over double for either one. So I mean, I might be sticking with thrown mesh just because of price, but this stuff so far, I've been really liking it. Very good for a face-off guy. Let me see if I can get a ball to show you like a ball drop test. Okay, so let me just show you the pocket real quick. Not illegal. If anybody's thinking it was illegal, it's perfectly fine. The next little ball drop test. This is about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches. It goes all the way in. I mean, this stuff is soft. It feels really nice. I love the feel of it. It feels almost cheap though, like I said before, just because it's so thin. It's got like it just has a different texture. It does not feel like nylon at all. It's just an interesting, like almost consistency, I would say, to it. It's just kind of, you can kind of hear it like crunching together, but that might just be me because I'm used to using wax mesh. So, I mean, love this stuff. Really couldn't do anything better with it, Epic. I mean, you could maybe make different versions of it, like how you have the IQ 1, 5, 9 for these. You could make a 6 in this, and then you could see, I don't know if you can do it though because of the materials. You could make a nice, like since you have a 6 right now, maybe make a harder variant of it, and then like a softer variant of it. But I don't think you really can get it much softer than this. I mean, it's really nice. And it also holds its shape very well, surprisingly. Let me see if I can show you this. I mean, I can pull it out, and it stays somewhat like what you would expect. I mean, wax mesh, like thrown mesh right here, look at this. This stuff holds its shape really well. I can pull it out super tight, stays exactly the same. But then when I take this for non-wax mesh, very impressive, you guys. I mean, to hold its shape like this, very nice. And also one more thing about the mesh, they give you the perfect amount. Like Throne of String, when I string up a stick, you can kind of tell if you're a really big stringer. This is kind of short. This, really, they give you the perfect amount. I didn't cut anything off. It has the perfect amount left over. This is exactly what I like. I like to have a good 2, 3, never, I like kind of cut it off at 4 diamond rows left. So this is perfect. They just did everything great about this. I mean, I have to give props to you guys at Epic. Very nice job. I really couldn't ask for anything more with this mesh. So I'll just check up with you guys in a little bit on this mesh and let you know how I did with it. And I got one more product to show you guys from Epic. This is an Epic Hawk. I did the video a while ago on this, but for some reason I edited it and it would only let me take a 30-second clip, so I just got around to it today. I've had the time. So here is my favorite head ever, the Epic Hawk. I've been using this. I've had this for about a week and a half now, I think, if I remember right. I put in some gray to white fade throne mesh with a king pocket, I think is what it's called. I just did the throne tutorial because the day I strung this, I had already strung like 4 heads, and I stayed up till like 3 in the morning stringing. So I was just like, all right, I don't want to make a pattern, just use thrones. He knows what he's doing. Joe's a really good stringer, so I just trusted him, and I'm glad that I did. He has a really nice pocket, a little bit wider than ball's width, which I don't mind. I mean, kind of it tightens down. You can't really see it that well. And I used to have it had a stack, a nylon and a shooter, and then it had a 4-6 or 6-4. But now that they changed the rules, I had to restring it, which it almost helped out because this had a lot more hold now. And so I mean, I really love this shaft or this head. This head has everything that I want for my position. I'm a LSM face-off, if you didn't know. So I need a head that's nice and flexible for facing off. So you can see it flexes, but also when for facing off, it's very good for 2 different reasons. One, it's flexible enough, and 2, you can see how it says the same. It doesn't it's not all curvy versus like a superpower. Where like a superpower, you can kind of see it almost hourglasses a tiny bit, like right through here, and then it widens out. This stays the same. It's like a Blade Pro, if you guys have used those before. I have a Blade Pro X6 right here. You can see pretty much the same face shape, except for this is universal and this is X6 spec, if you guys didn't know that. You can see how it kind of stays the same throughout. So, but I really like this face shape. I mean, it's great, and this is good for facing off, like I said before, because when I punch in the pocket, I don't have to. If I don't want to, I can try to face off right here versus right here, because I don't know, I can't really get it, but you can kind of see this all flexes the exact same right through here up to here, because the flex points up here. Everything right here flexes the exact same. It puts the exact same amount of distance between when you flex it. So I like that about it. It's very nice. The sidewall, I love the sidewall. So you can kind of see it dips right here, and the dip, there is this sidewall right here. Great for stick tricks. I always can I'll show you right now. I can just set the ball there. It rests perfect right there. I mean, I can shake it a little bit. It won't fall off side to side. Crap, it will. So it falls off like that, but I mean, great overall design of it. Like, it's really good for stick tricks. Like, I was just practicing screwing around, and it makes it so much easier versus like a superpower where it's just like a little slide or like a line right through it. That is not good for stick tricks. This, great for stick tricks. I mean, they did everything good on this. I mean, even the little details, like the ball stop, very nice. It's got that superpower island ball stop design, so where it's hollow right here. Let me see if I can get some light on it. So you can see it's kind of divoted in. Push it, it goes in, comes back out. There's an island ball. It's an island ball stop style. Very, very nice ball stop, by the way. I would really recommend. I really like these. I wish they would sell these ball stops and their butt ends. I wish they would sell those separate. I would buy so many of those just to have. My friend needs a butt end or a ball stop on a stick. Just give him one of those. I mean, these are really nice. So, I mean, I really don't think they could do anything better with this Epic Hawk. The Epic Hawk. I mean, this, I really don't think that does anything. but I haven't really used it much. I haven't really used it in gameplay yet. So, but this, I don't know if it really does stuff. I mean, they say it helps the ground balls go in, but I'm not sure. So, I mean, and I thought gray and white kind of goes with their logo. Looks good. My school colors are blue and orange. We also use gray and white, so this looks appropriate for it. Very nice. Got a mid-high pocket, and throwing with it is a dream. I mean, it's like, imagine throwing with like a mid pocket with like no whip at all. Very smooth release, almost like having a no shooters in it kind of feel. If you've thrown something like that, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's what this feels like. It throws straight out. Like, you know how when you were little, your instructor said you point your butt end where you want to throw, and then you follow through and point where you're throwing at. You should be pointing or a little bit farther than where you're throwing at after you throw. That's what it feels like. That's what this is almost meant for. It's really helpful with this right here, how you can kind of see the sidewall rail, this is pretty much flat. It kind of cants a little bit, like what STX does the cant, where it kind of drops. You can kind of see it straight right here, and then it drops down barely. There was almost no, I call it cant just because I used to use STX a lot. I can't remember what everybody else calls it, but there's a very low amount of it, so it feels like it's like the old heads. So you can see right here as well, pretty flat, but then it drops down. Yeah, this side's the best side to show you. It drops down right where you want the pocket. My pocket sits right here. There's like a little point. You can't really see it from here just because I have the shooters covering it and everything, but right here is right where it starts, and that's where my pocket sits. That's where you want it. This stick is not meant, actually you can probably see it better facing up. Right here is the spot where my pocket sits, where I have the ball sit right there. This head is not recommended, and I don't recommend it either for a low pocket, because that's going to be really hard. It's going to kind of look like that. I mean, it's meant for the guys that want the mid-high to high pockets, which is the most popular pocket in today's industries for lacrosse. That's what everybody gets asked to string. I barely get asked to do low pockets. I've been asked to do like probably like 10% of my pockets I've ever strung have been low pockets. Most people ask for mid to mid-high to high, depending on their position. Generally, tackmen like the high pockets. I've had a pole ask me to do a high pocket because he'd like to hold. But this head is great. I mean, I don't use very light heads. I'm a pole. I used a metric, and I've used very stiff heads. This head is very nice. I like what they're going to do, where they're going to have the stiffer version of this for a really, like, only a D pole kid, like a close D guy. I like that they're going to be able to have a close D version where it's going to be super, super stiff, or maybe an attackman wants that too, where it's super stiff, but it weighs the exact same. This is like, I think it's 4.8 ounces, so it's very light for me. I have it on my old Brian Scandium with the grip on it. This thing has been through it all. I mean, I've killed it. There's dents all over it. Surprisingly little for how long I've had this, but this is like one of my favorite shorties, just because it means a lot to me, because I've had it since I started playing in like 5th, 6th grade. So, I really like it. This, very nice head. I don't think they can do anything to it. Epic just does a great job. When they come out with a product, there is nothing you can make it better. Versus like STX, when they came out with the Superpower, there's some things they can change with it. You really can't change anything on this. I mean, it would take a whole like room of people to find something wrong with this head. I mean, there is really nothing wrong with it. Great head overall. Really love it, guys. Good job at Epic. And that's all my products I have for you guys today. So thanks a lot for watching. Come subscribe down to my Instagram and YouTube. I'll have links to Epic, to lax.com to buy an Epic Hawk throne mesh, and I'll also have links to their otter mesh. Sorry, I couldn't remember what it was called. To otter mesh and to lax.com and Epic. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, Instagram, YouTube, and have a good one.